Hey. What's good, y'all? This is Ryan Jackson from Ryan Jackson LLC. Hope you guys are having a blessed and wonderful day. I'm back on here after a week hiatus, thanks to YouTube. It wasn't it was beyond my control, wasn't by my doing, it was by YouTube's doing because I told the truth about the jab. And so they spanked me for a week. They put me in timeout for a week. So I wasn't able to come on here and provide y'all with my content. Oh well. So whatever. I'm still gonna tell the truth. Just kind of gotta be a little subtle about it. So, but the truth is gonna be told regardless. I will tell the truth. That will not change. Just gotta be a little subtle about it. But in any event, hope y'all having a blessed, wonderful day. Hope y'all are doing well. Second day of the work week. This is a lot of people's last week before the holiday. Um, I don't celebrate that day, but next week is Christmas. Next Tuesday is Christmas Eve. So I know a lot of people, this is their last week at work. Friday's the last day. People be going on vacation or just taking it easy and just relaxing and being with family. So, like I always say on here, hope y'all having a blessed and wonderful day. And the likelihood that you're not, because we know in this life a little rain must fall. Always remember this. Tough times don't last, tough people do. Keep your hope, trust, and faith in Allah, God, and He will definitely see you through. I could bear witness to that. Let me get a swig of water. Nothing like some good H2O. But in any event, getting to the topic for this video. So I think a couple of weeks ago, I know a good brother of mine shared it on his Facebook timeline, and it said, you know what, this is be something worth talking about to see how people feel about this. Jaleel White, actor, he's better known as portraying Steve Urkel on the show Family Matters, which ran for 8 years, 9 years, something like that. It was on ABC. And then on the last season, they moved to CBS, which no one, but they did move to CBS for that last season. He made a comment that said no one watched Family Matters because it wasn't a hood show. No, that isn't true. A lot of people did watch Family Matters because it came on Friday nights. It was part of ABC's lineup, TGIF. Those of us who old enough to remember TGIF in the early to mid 90s. Thank God it's Friday. So it was Family Matters, um, Step by Step, Full House, and Perfect Strangers. I think that's right. And then later, Hanging with Mr. Cooper. That came later. But it was Family Matters, Step by Step, the sitcom with Patrick Duffy from Dallas, and the late Suzanne Summers, who was on Three's Company, who played Chrissy. It was kind of like a '90s version of the Brady Bunch. Full House with the late Bob Saget, Dave Coulier, and John Stamos. You know that show, Full House, and then it was Perfect Strangers, and then later again, Hanging with Mr. Cooper, where Mark Curry came. So that was the lineup on Friday nights. I remember it vividly. So no, people did watch Family Matters, mostly white people. Black people watched it too. Teenagers, we watched it because it was a Friday night sitcom. Looking back, and I feel this way about Martin. Family Matters was buffoonish. Martin was buffoonish. I don't look at these shows now, me being almost 50 years old, the way I did when I was 16, 15, 16, 17 years old. I can't see the world the same way then as I do now. And why would I? Because I'm an OG now. That was 30 years ago. So I can't see these shows or the world, view the world in the same lens as I do now. That means I haven't matured much. I don't watch Family Matters now. I don't watch Martin now because again, at that time I watched it because I found it to be funny. The only old sitcoms I would go back and watch now are The Cosby Show, A Different World, Rock. I don't even watch Fresh Prince of Bel Air. I don't. I just don't. I just nope. I know it may surprise some. It's like, oh, you being a hater. Oh, the Fresh Prince of Bel Air, Family Matters, and Martin was funny. Yeah, at that time, yeah, for me. But now I don't see it that way now. I don't. And plus, Rock, The Cosby Show, A Different World, Living Single. That's another sitcom I go back and watch. Those sitcoms were beneficial to our people. The Cosby Show, begin with The Cosby Show. It showed that Black people could be, a father could be a doctor, mom could be a lawyer, and they could raise a Black family middle class. That they showed us, portrayed us in a great, great light. Not only that, the music on The Cosby Show. It taught us about Dizzy Gillespie, Lena Horne, Ray Charles, all these great musicians. Because Bill Cosby was a huge fan of jazz, huge fan of jazz. So we were getting lessons about jazz. We were getting lessons about art culture. Remember that painting, that portrait the Huxtables had in their living room? That was an awesome painting. So it taught us about art. It taught us about jazz, our culture. It showed us that Black people could be successful. You don't have to be the Jeffersons. You don't have to be the Evans on Good Times. You damn sure don't have to be the Sanfords. You don't have to be struggling, and you don't have to kiss up to a white man in order to move on up. So the Cosby Show showed that you could be authentically, unapologetically Black and be successful. That's why I love the Cosby Show to this day. A Different World was a spinoff. It highlighted HBCUs, even though Hillman was fictional, but it still highlighted Black education, as well as the Cosby Show. And it showed that you could be smart and be cool and be Black. Let me reverse that. You could be Black and being smart and Black is cool. That's why I love the Dwayne Wayne character. I love the characters in A Different World. Yes, Ron was silly. Ron was a goofball. But Ron was not a buffoon. He was not JJ. Ron was very entrepreneurial. Whitley, she was into the arts. You had Kim Reese, who wanted to be a doctor, who was a doctor, who was studying to be a doctor. Freddie, she was very earthy, and then she became a law student. So Different World was great for our community. These shows needed to be portrayed on TV. You had Rock. Rock wasn't the Huxtables. Rock wasn't, didn't have a degree. But something that Rock was. Rock was very intelligent. He was a family man. He loved his community. Loved his community so much so that he was willing to give his life for the betterment of his people when he went up against Andre Thompson. Rock was an excellent show. Then they added Kim Fields' younger sister, Alexis Fields. Yeah, Kim Fields' sister, Alexis Fields, to the show the last season, and he showed he could be a great parent or a parental figure. And then Eleanor did get pregnant, and they had a baby. So he was raising two children. So he showed that he could be an excellent father. Great, great family man, loved his community. We needed a show like Rock. And Rock dealt with serious issues plaguing our community, particularly the crack epidemic. Living Single, another great show. Excellent show. Kim Fields was she was what you call it, a event planner, a fashionista. She was about getting her money, very business minded. Yes, she was bougie, but Regine loved her friends. She loved her family, and she was very entrepreneurial. I liked Kyle. Kyle was my favorite character on Living Single. Kyle was telling people to invest in the stock market back in the early 90s, y'all. Did y'all hear what I said? This brother Kyle was telling black people on that show to invest in the stock market. The brother was worked on Wall Street. The brother could dress. Kyle wore some bad ass suits. That brother could dress. Talking about making investments. Then you had this roommate, Overton, the comedian John Singleton. Overton he pretty much ran that building. Overton was a super. Overton was the man. Maintenance was about his business. Very loved his friends. Treated them like they were his family. So Overton was a Mr. Fix It, but Overton ran that brownstone. Overton ran that brownstone. You hear what I'm saying? Every time there was a problem, they called Overton. You had Kim Coles, comedian Kim Coles, who was Overton's fiance, his love interest. She was an actress. She was in entertainment. She worked for her cousin, who I'm going to mention here in a few seconds. Yes, uh, St. Clair, played by Kim Coles. She was very silly, dingy, but not really. She just had a good heart. She loved people. She loved her family. She loved her man. She was in entertainment, wanted to become an actress on Broadway. Very talented. You had her cousin Khadijah. Khadijah was very entrepreneurial. This sister ran her own business. Was it Flavor Magazine? She employed her cousin as a receptionist. Her cousin lived with her. Regine lived with her. You may as well say that Max lived with her because Max was always getting free food there and watching their TV. I'm gonna get into Max in a few seconds. But Khadijah, very entrepreneurial, loved her friends, loved her family. Her friends were her family, and she employed her cousin. You had Maxine Shaw, a successful attorney. Max was about her business. You hear me? Max could dress. Was played by Erica Alexander. That sister could dress, and she was about her business. So Living Single we needed a show like that. The Cosby Show, A Different World, Rock, Living Single. Great shows, excellent shows. Rock didn't last long, unfortunately, 3 seasons, which is unfair, but that's the way Fox got down. And then they screwed Living Single the last season. They killed the show. But for those, what was Living Single on? One, two, three, those first 4 seasons, excellent show. Excellent show. Before going any further, hit that thumbs up button, smash that thumbs up button down, hit the subscribe button so you get notifications whenever I do videos on here. Hey, brother Steph, I'm glad you enjoying life in Las Vegas. Yeah, I'm glad. New change of scenery. It's good. It's good for the spirit, good for the soul. So I'm happy for you, brother. Happy that you're in Las Vegas with your sister. Had a crush on Michelle Thomas. Yeah, Myra. Myra was very beautiful. Rest in peace to Michelle Thomas, the late great Michelle Thomas. She also played Justine, Theo's love interest on The Cosby Show. That's where she got her start, on The Cosby Show, playing Theo's love interest, Justine. I remember when they broke up, Justine, dun, 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 Justine. Y'all remember the episode when Theo wanted to win Justine back, and Bill Cosby, Dr. Huxtable, told him to sing the blues like a love song. Yup, Justine. Rest in peace to Michelle Michelle Thomas. She played Myra. I forgot her last name, but Myra on Family Matters. Yeah, she looked way younger than 29. But to say that no one watched Family Matters because it wasn't a hood show, it's not true. A lot of black, a lot in my when I was coming up, we watched Family Matters. But looking back, Family Matters, even though they from time to time they had episodes that dealt with serious topics. When Eddie got pulled over by those two racist cops, gun violence, kids bringing guns to school. Issue. I think they had another issue dealing with racism, but they had serious issues from time to time. But Family Matters, for the most part, was buffoonish. You know, Steve Urkel. That was buffoonish. He had his pants up to here, had his glasses. And then he did I do that? Did I do that? He would blow things up, mess things up. It was buffoonish. Then they turned Carl into the Urkel like character on another episode. So it was buffoonish. Then he turned into Stefan Urkel, a suave dude who was cool with the ladies, wasn't clumsy, buffoonish. Yes, and the reason they had white producers, white writers. They didn't want to deal with a lot of serious topics. It was Family Matters didn't really. I'm gonna put it to you like this: the black community didn't need a show like that. We could have done without it. We could have done without the Fresh Prince of Bel Air. We could have done without Moesha and the Parkers. Just my take, because they weren't beneficial to our community. They weren't. They weren't. Family Matters was not beneficial, and they did try to turn it into a hood show because you had that little boy 3J. 3J was hood. That was Richie's little friend, and I think the Winslows later adopted 3J. So they did try to turn it into a hood show. They did. So Jaleel White, no, people did watch Family Matters. I watched it. A lot of people that I came on with watched Family Matters. But looking back, it was very buffoonish. I wouldn't watch it now. I wouldn't recommend children watching it now because it wasn't beneficial to our community. Yes, Urkel was smart. I get it. But he was goofy, clumsy, a buffoon. The difference between JJ and Urkel was JJ was a fool. JJ couldn't read. JJ didn't graduate high school or barely graduated. Urkel could read. Urkel was a nerd. Urkel graduated high school. But they both were buffoonish. One was a intelligent buffoon, I guess if you will, clumsy. One was just a fool who was talented, great artist. And when I refer to JJ, I'm talking about the show Good Times. JJ was played by the comedian Jimmy Walker. Dynamite. What can I say? Man, get out of here with that. So, um, I just don't go with the fact that him saying no one watched Family Matter. People watched Family Matters. They watched it, and um, notice this. I look back. Family Matters was never in the top 10 of shows. Family Matters never broke the whole 8, 9 years of its run. 9 years, yeah. It never broke cracked the top 10. Never cracked the top 10. But if the TGF lineup didn't include a black comedy, the campsters would be crying racism. Damn if well, they did include a black comedy. Hanging with Mr. Cooper, which was a great show. So they did. So they had two black shows. They had Family Matters, and they had Hanging with Mr. Cooper. Because I think Hanging with Mr. Cooper replaced Perfect Strangers. So that was included. So when Mark Curry, um, his sitcom Hanging with Mr. Cooper, which by the way took place out here in Oakland, when it premiered, it was on TGI. It was on that TGIF lineup. But Hanging with Mr. Cooper was actually a good show. Great show, Hanging with Mr. Cooper. It was beneficial. They dealt with serious topics. It wasn't silly. It wasn't buffoonish. That's my point. It wasn't buffoonish. Like Martin was buffoonish. Martin dressed up like what, three or four characters? His mama, Shanae, the neighbor across the hall. Oh, you so crazy. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. He dressed up like Mama Payne. Gina, oh, you applehead. You better not kill my bird. You Gina, I will slice you, applehead. Um, Jerome, Roman house. Rummy, roam, rummy, roam, rummy, roam. Mr. No No Good, the mechanic, the white guy, Bob. I am under control. You're out of control. We're all out of control, Gina. So it was buffoonish. And they could have done without Family Matters. Again, like I said, I'm gonna stand on it. You can't do a black show without a character being a buffoon. I mean, come on. Even on Sanford and Son, there weren't any buffoonish characters. We know Sanford and Son back in the 70s with the late great Red Fox and Damon Wilson. They didn't have any buffoonish characters. Yeah, it was a silly show, but Red Fox wasn't putting up with that. The Jeffersons, they didn't have any buffoonish characters. You know, Good Times did. JJ, Family Matters, buffoonish character. Urkel. So they could have done without that. Because if you looked at it, it's still racist. It's still, white writers, white producers. We're gonna have a nerd, a clumsy nerd who's destructive. He could trip over something, he blows up the TV. Next thing you know, the lights go out. Next thing you know, the curtains come down. Then he looks, did I do that? It's like, come on, man, come on. And then Master P made a song out of it. It ain't my fault. Did I do that? It ain't my fault. Did I do that? It's like, come on, man, really? Really? So again, as far as I'm concerned, and I will put even the Jeffersons as a great sitcom. Yeah, we know George Jefferson, he was trying to kiss up to the white man, Mr. Whitendale, and he wanted to be closer. He wanted to be, he moved from Queens to be up on Upper East Side in the penthouse in the sky. Because we moving on up with a big old apartment in the sky. We moving on up. So the Jeffersons was a great show. You know, I liked it when George Jefferson was calling white people honky. Honky. That was, then he had that walk, that cool walk. It wasn't buffoonish. That's all I'm saying. We could be funny and be smart and be cool. That's why I love the Dwayne Wayne character. Dwayne Wayne, he made it cool to be smart and black. Dwayne Wayne was cool. He wasn't JJ. He damn sure wasn't Urkel. He was a great character. The Cosby Show showed that you could be education is important. Black culture, black culture is important. Black family is important. You don't have to be, struggling to survive, scraping by. You don't have to do that. We've been doing that since we came over here. Since those devils, European devils, brought us over to the shores of North America, the Caribbean. We have been scraping to get by. We don't know. We could be educated. We can have black culture and black family, black togetherness. That's why I love the Cosby Show. That's why I love A Different World, Rock, and Living Single. So that's why I stand on that. Again, Jaleel White, no, people did watch Family Matters, but they watched it for entertainment. They watched it because of Urkel. He's the reason why people watch that show. They wanted to laugh at a goofball. They laughed at you being a clown. No, it wasn't a hood show. And to say that people didn't watch it, people did watch it, but they watched it to be entertained. They did not watch it to learn anything. The Cosby Show, we watched it to learn something as well as to be entertained, as well as A Different World, as well as Living Single, as well as Rock. That's where I stand on that. Hit that thumbs up button, smash that thumbs up button down, hit the subscribe button so you get notifications whenever I do videos on here. Drop your comments below, let me know what you think. I know that there are going to be some who disagree with me, and that's fine. That's your right. We're all entitled to our opinion. I'm entitled to my opinion, you're entitled to your opinion. However, in our comments, in our disagreements, let's agree to disagree without being disagreeable. Let's agree to disagree without being disagreeable. So let's do that. In our disagreements, let's use logic, facts, and respect, not emotion and disrespect. That'll get you nowhere. So share this video, share it, share it, share it. Let's have a conversation. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Good to be back on here. Missed y'all. Been almost 2 weeks now. Um, I did some content on the what's his name? Luigi Mangione, the kid that shot the CEO of United Healthcare. It's on Facebook. I wish I could share it. And I did another video on the Jay-Z, the whole thing with Jay-Z allegations. That's also on Facebook because I couldn't do my videos on here because of I told the truth about the jab. So whatever. But in any event, good to be on here. I missed y'all. Love y'all. Y'all be safe out here. Y'all be safe, especially this week. A lot of people are going Christmas shopping, so y'all be safe. Beware and be aware. Satan comes to kill, steal, and destroy now more than ever before. And even during the Christmas season, which they want to lie and tell you that Jesus is the reason for the season. That is not true. That is not true. And I could prove it. But that's another video for another day. Um, so y'all be safe. Whether you're going to work, coming home from work, dropping your children off at school, picking them up, running errands, going Christmas shopping, be safe. Beware and be aware. Please. You got to keep your head in the swivel, brothers as well as sisters. I love y'all. Support my YouTube channel. Support my future projects that's coming down the trough here in the future. Love y'all very, very, very much. Love y'all. So y'all have a safe and blessed day. I'll talk to you soon. And like I said, just share this video. Let's have a conversation. I want to hear y'all opinions. All right, I'm out. Love y'all much. And support my channel, support my future projects. Be greatly appreciated. All right, now, y'all take care. I'm out. Assalamu alaikum.